It's us, the Men in Blazers from Bobley's Panic Room. Davo, Rog.
Daryl Hall, John Oates. Copas!
That is us, the World Cup of Bald Men. Rog, another quarter-final down. Argentina beat Belgium.
Yeah.
1-0. Belgium 0 points. And Argentina, first World Cup semi since 1990, Rog.
Unbelievable, David. Unbelievable. First 2 South American teams in a World Cup semi since.
Oh, that's a good question.
1970.
Whoa.
Year of my birth.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, and the Giants, so far, Rog, Germany in, Argentina in, Brazil in.
But at what cost?
But these are giants, yep. Rog. Giants.
Yeah, and then in comes Smalls. Lionel Messi Smalls against Belgium's Talls. Smalls stand tall. Talls have gone. The dark horse has gone.
On small violence.
The dark horse of this Belgium.
Yeah.
They will not be put out to stud.
Yeah.
They'll be off to the knackers yard now, David.
Well, an even darker horse to come with CONCACAF Thunder, Rog.
I watched that game, sadly.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Why were you sad? Because America were knocked out in the last 16.
Well, that's...
Yeah.
And America would have done Argentina.
America would have done them.
Convinced we could have been a contender.
Yeah.
Aren't you thinking that at home? Aren't you, when you're watching that game, thinking... First 5 minutes, let's commentate on that game. USA against Argentina, quarter-final.
Who needs possession?
From Brasilia.
Who needs shots on goal?
First 5
minutes. You just need one
Messi,
to go in.
Jermaine Jones. Boom!
Yeah. Like Monty Python. Monty Python. Yeah, would have been amazing.
Jermaine Jones.
Yes.
Lionel Messi. It would have been amazing. Jermaine would have taken him out.
Boom, boom. Beep, 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 beep.
Boom!
Yeah, exactly.
It would have been unbelievable. It would have been like me squashing this banana, which I'm going to say for when Paul
That's a large
comes
banana.
In. It is.
Yeah.
Back to Largies today.
Yeah,
at the
amazing.
Hotel. Unbelievable. So the US would have, I think Jermaine Jones would have just absolutely blanketed, would have got Lionel Messi out of the game.
Yeah.
Carl Beckerman's runs just would have been unfathomable to the imagination of the Argentinians who'd never really come across a professional like him.
Yeah.
The old Buffalo Soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who else would have had a good game today?
Fabian, good. Julian Green probably would have started.
Yeah,
he would have had a hat trick
of
sort of volleys that come in from Bradley passes from the top of the diamond.
Green.
Yeah.
Belgium, why didn't you put Adnan on your Julian Green? Julian Green.
It's not as good as our
Julian Green. Yeah, so a hat trick for Julian.
Yeah.
A dominating performance in the middle of the park by that Jermaine Jones, Carl Beckerman.
Yeah. An amazing performance.
Yeah, Michael Bradley didn't play well, did he?
Nick Rimando would have come into goal because Tim Howard can't have that good a game again. It would have broken his record, Rog, for saves. Yeah. Rimando!
Get me Rimando!
Bring me the man they call Rimando.
Yeah, I always imagine Nick Rimando comes onto the field with a little foil. Get me, my Rimando!
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, what a game he had, though, Nick Rimando. I love that man.
Nick Rimando was amazing.
Real Salt Lake's Nick Rimando, one of our favourite footballers.
Mix blew us away. Finally! A bit of mix
on the field, a little bit of mix, confused completely Zabaleta. When he nutmegged Zabaleta and did that 360 spin
around him,
nutmegged him
and
again
waved
the other way
in the middle, which was amazing. That move, and then Aaron Johansson came on. He had a good game.
He's amazing. He is amazing. Final score: US 12.
Yeah.
Argentina 1.
Yeah, that was lucky. That was lucky.
It's a bit annoying to get that clean sheets, and amazing. I mean, I'd say a signal.
Who knew that DeMarcus Beasley could hit an own goal from that far out?
It was almost like he was trying to do it. It was almost like he was trying to do it, but that was a signal to the world that the US is not to be taken lightly hitherto.
Can I tell you something else? What that proves?
What does it prove,
That we are so much better at talking about imaginary football than real football, which we've proved before on our EA Sports World Cup game.
Can I just tell you, children, hide your ears. My nipples are tingling just talking about. Yes, come on, the US. I love it.
That's
July the 5th. For us, Independence Day is just getting started, right, David?
Well, it's a whole year of celebration for us.
We have replaced the gallery. The gallery is now the Big Four.
Yeah,
and
Jurgi Love.
Hint of CONCACAF Thunder.
The World Cup of Bald Men.
Yeah.
Arjen Robben, Lionel Messi, and the Brazilian president, Rog.
Yeah. She has an inner beauty.
Yeah.
She's amazing. Dilma Rousseff.
Yeah.
Yep. And
she's thinking very hard there.
We have a lot of Costa Ricans.
Or she's trying to pick her nose and missing by a long way.
Who are watching this show. Don't worry, we have your flag up.
Yeah.
We are all CONCACAF today. Today we are all Costa Rica.
Yeah.
But we're going to break down that semi-final in a minute. We should talk about the one we've just watched, David. The big question, I think.
Okay, what is the question?
I mean, this was the first World Cup elimination game ever between two teams that had won every single game. For us, it was the ultimate Tools v
Wow.
For us, it was the ultimate Tools v Smalls clash. We knew that going into it, Tools v Smalls.
Yeah. Although there were some Smalls on Belgium too, and some ponytailed Tools on Argentina.
A lot of the Belgian players seem to be huge Franz Ferdinand fans. There's some terrible, terrible haircuts on that.
Yeah.
The big question for us was, do you want Belgium to be vanquished in the name of revenge? Or did we want them to win? So that, as your point, was you want Belgium to win. So that
it's like, we lost to the champions.
Yeah.
The 2006 argument, we held the people that won, the eventual champions.
Yeah, we held them.
Held them. Played them tougher than anyone else in the tournament.
Because I'm still angry, David. I'm still angry, and I felt a little, even though I...
Really still angry?
I am still angry. One of my favourite songs of my youth, and it's not as popular as it should be in America.
Pass the Dutchie from the left-hand side.
Musical youth are plenty famous in America. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Plastique Bertrand.
Oh, ça plane pour moi. Pour moi.
And that's the attractive part of Belgium's game from my perspective. They've been very disappointing thus far. Just all the names as a collector of stickers. A lot of stickers.
You love Panini stickers.
I love Panini stickers. So they're the ultimate Panini sticker team. But on the field, very little congealing.
Oh, no congealing.
And it took 8 minutes, Dave. 8 minutes. The ball dropped to Lionel Messi, who...
He literally ran 3 circles around 15 Belgian players.
It was like
is what it looks
watching
like.
a freshwater eel just wriggling around the middle of the field. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And we knew it was special as soon as we saw it. Higuain, who had not scored a goal all tournament.
The ball rebounded to him, Rog.
And
it rebounded. It carroned.
He dared to Josie.
Yeah.
He dared to Josie. And the amazing part of it was he didn't have time to think.
Which was a good thing. Sometimes it's so much better when you don't have a chance to think, Rog.
Muscle memory.
Yeah.
Slapped it home. Great goal. Great goal. That's how you do it, Wando, if you're watching. By the way, how does America think Wando was offside? How does that happen? I don't understand. That was not offside, but that's how you do it, Wando. That is how you finish against this Belgian team. The Belgians had not had a chance to touch the ball.
You know what Wando's problem was?
What?
He thought.
I bet you
it's
at that
so
moment,
much better when you don't think. Courtois beaten. Suddenly beaten, Rog.
Courtois beaten. First time in his career. You think Wando, when that ball dropped to him, just Kierkegaard filled his head.
Yeah.
I bet you he'd been reading Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. Do you think?
Is that the book you've been reading over the last few days?
I read it this morning to get myself
you read
ready for
so
this
much heavier literature than me.
It gets me in the mood for football.
I'm just reading my Tony Robbins
books. What did that goal do, Dave?
Yeah.
It allowed Argentina to sit back. Belgium came onto them.
Yeah.
But they kind of knew that if they just smothered Habaleta and Mascherano seemed to switch off on him.
Yeah.
If they smothered Hazard, they didn't have a lot to fear.
Yeah. And Hazard, look, is a guy I watch play week in, week out for my beloved Chelsea Football Club. And Hazard is one of those players.
Big bottom small.
Prototypical big bottom small. Given time on the ball, he can dominate a game. But when he gets closed down, he gets frustrated, has to take the ball with his back to goal, doesn't like taking the ball with the back to goal. He likes it in front of him. He likes his bottom
to be facing backwards.
Facing backwards, always, Rog. Yep. And he gets starved of the ball, and he kind of drifts out, and he stops moving.
It's an amazing
he drifts out, Rog.
Amazing thing to see.
Yeah.
Because we watched him in the flesh. I actually woke up for the last 15 minutes.
It was remarkable.
And so did Eden Hazard. He just changed from a player who'd really been on the periphery of the game against Russia and suddenly wanted that ball, and you watch him drift inside. You watch him commanding his teammates. A lot of pointing.
Here, I want that ball. That ball there.
Yeah,
I want here at my feet. Here, not there.
I want
it here. That ball now here.
And he started to dominate the game.
In French.
It was like watching a young Allen Iverson just demanding the ball, getting the ball, running around, running rings round. And in this game, he just did the opposite. He drifted out, and just when he should have been stepping up to try and command the game and drag his team back into it, he disappeared. Argentina's second two-stroke plan. Number one, smother, choke off Hazard.
They did it.
Number two, hope that Messi could do some stuff. And could he ever? I mean, I love there was a phrase Derek Ray came out with. Derek Ray, I don't know what part of the Flemish country he's from, but he did great.
He did great with his pronunciations. You know, we've talked about this before about Messi. That there is a sense that they give the ball to Messi. And he's just like, okay, do your thing, Messi.
Yeah.
And we both played rugby when we were at school.
A lot.
And I remember playing under 11 rugby.
Yeah.
Or under 12.
Yeah, it was probably under 12.
And there was a boy called John Eade in my class. And John Eade, at age 11, John Eade was 6'1". I'd say 270, 280 pounds.
Yeah, everyone
and we would
like,
literally,
give me the ball. Edie was like,
and we would literally just give the ball to John Eade and just say, come on, Edie!
Yeah.
And he would just run with the ball, lollop, just shunting away people from him as they flying off,
it was Simon
flying
Gelling.
off, and he'd score a try.
Yeah. The wing. So what's your point?
That's like Messi. That's what Argentina. I know, but he's the small. It's so amazing that he's a small version of a tall.
Yeah.
He's so skillful. He's so good. There's a sense with him that he can do whatever he wants with a football.
Derek Ray came up with a beautiful phrase in the first half. He said, "There's a Messi melange."
Oh, it was a Messi melange.
That's one of my favourite dishes I like to cook. It's a little bit of it's like a souffle, a Messi melange. He completed all of his passes in the first half. Messi melange. And watching him chased by De Bruyne.
I think the pronunciation is De Bruyne.
And Fellaini.
Yeah.
The huge Fellaini.
Yeah.
Watching him chased by Company, who had an erratic game. Bit of Joe Hart-itis, I think.
Vincent Company.
I think he got a bit of the Joe Hart-itis.
I think
very erratic decision-making. It was
groin.
It was like Messi was like Scrappy-Doo. Fellaini was like Clifford the Big Red Dog. And I have to tell you, in that fight, the money is on. No, to be candid, I hate Scrappy-Doo.
You do?
I think he ruined Scooby-Doo. I always thought the dynamic just changed from the show.
Yeah.
And I stopped being as interested in it about 2 or 3 years ago.
It split the rooting interest, didn't it?
About 2 or 3 years ago, I fell out of love with that show.
Yeah.
And you imagine in the locker room, real test of War Pig, Mark Wilmot.
Yeah.
I can imagine the locker room, the Walloons on one side being like, this game is too Flemish, being like, our problem is we're too Walloon right now. And they never really got over that because they came right out and you looked, will Belgium respond? And almost immediately, Vincent Company, the man who says, I am 100%, he doesn't say I'm Walloon or Flemish. A lot of you tweeted to ask, he says, I am 100% Belgium, unity symbol. He also says he's 100% Congolese, which he also now says he's 100% Mancunian. He's got a lot of percents to go around, a bit like Nate Silver.
Yeah.
He was skinned by Higuain, absolutely skinned. And then Higuain
nutmegged.
Charges forward on goal, slaps it against the crossbar. What does our mate Ruud say? Ruud van N?
I can't remember, Rod.
He goes, oh, Higuain, what does a goal do for you? What does a goal do
it did. He's suddenly full of confidence now because he scored a goal which he didn't have to think about.
Yeah, and that was it. We had a couple of odd talking points. Why was it an Israeli flag?
That was interesting. We noticed that.
A lot of people in the green room thought that a very crafty Brazilian flag seller had persuaded an Argentinian that the Israeli flag was his own.
I didn't tell you this. On the beach today, somebody did try to sell me a French flag, telling me it was the Costa Rican flag.
We've been trying to buy a Costa Rican flag.
There are none left.
The past couple of days, there's lots of flag sellers. It's an incredible. Rio is just like, I would guess, just like parts of Afghanistan, there's just arms you can buy anywhere in any bazaar, like kind of bazookas or air-to-surface missiles or whatever. Here you can just buy flags. Rio, do you think there's any way you can buy more flags?
No, probably not.
Which flag can you not buy anywhere, Dave?
Well, Costa Rica. You can't get Costa Rica
Every time a flag seller comes up to Dave and me, they go, flag. I always go, excuse me, sir, do you have a
Costa Rican flag?
Do you have a Costa Rican flag?
I never do.
They walk off. A lot of you Americans were first exposed to Marouane Fellaini for the first time. You've not watched English Premier League football before.
Yeah.
At Humdinger, MBP says, that bloke in the middle for Belgium looks like welcome back Cotter's Juan Epstein, the Puerto Rican.
He does. That's very true. That's very true.
I thought
he had a good game. Here's the thing: as the half went on, they got more into the game.
Yeah.
All of their best chances seemed to be when they managed to get their fullbacks up, especially Vertonghen, or when De Bruyne he's not a fullback, but when he got width on the right, and they managed to cross the ball into the box, and Flaney looks dangerous every single time when that service is coming in. Flaney gets called for a foul. He gets Juan Epstein. He gets called for a foul just for being Juan Epstein every time he's in the box.
I noted here, I wrote refereeing every time Belgium dump the ball into the box. They are called for a foul. I've never seen it before. It was a bit like watching Colombia play Brazil, David. The referees, World Cup referees, we know you watch this. Please stop trying to cheat the games. Trust the FIFA script writers that they'll do what needs to be done. The FIFA script you don't read to assist, or maybe you do.
Well, the thing that the referees are doing, Rog, which as you know, I'm not very happy about, is they're shortening the script. They don't want to go through all 120 pages of the script. They're trying to turn this into sort of like a 60-pager. How many minutes were played last night? 41 minutes.
And 7 seconds of football.
In the game between
27 minutes
Brazil and Colombia.
Spray painting.
41 minutes of ball in play. That's less than an NBA game, Rog.
Embarrassing football.
It is crazy.
Football,
it's too slow. That was the shortest game, I think, ever at the World Cup since records were kept on the time of the ball in play. It's taking too long to do everything. Every corner, every foul, every single thing is taking, every throw-in is taking too long. We've got to speed up the game. We've got the same problem that baseball's got, Roger. We've got to speed up the game.
Raise the mound.
Yes.
Raise the mound.
Raise the mound.
So I started to get sad. And by the way, I do have to say, Germany, we're going to talk about you in a minute. But watching Argentina...
Yes, Germany.
Germany, you're next. But watching Argentina kind of fumble and lose control at the end of that game slightly, it did make me admire the way Germany totally controlled the game against France even more. But I'll say, I got very sad towards the end of the game.
You did?
Yeah, I did. It should have been us. Should have been the US getting spanked by Argentina. Great tweet came in from @Brad Hope. The world missed out on an epic matchup today. Lionel Messi versus Beckham. The world is a lesser place for it, and I have to agree.
That would have been amazing.
What is wrong with you, Belgium? What is wrong with you, France? Do you not really... I mean, a lot of the French newspapers today are saying France will be a lot better off for 2016 Euros after this experience.
I know,
I'm sure the Belgians will say, we'll be ready for Euros.
This is becoming a cliche. Everybody seems to be in a better position for the 2016 Euros.
Even USA, and we're not going to be in it.
And Chile, which is weird. But everybody seems to be counting on them being in a better place for the Euros.
I think the US would have crushed Argentina. We've talked about that.
12-1.
We've talked about it. Hazard was meant to be one of the top 5 players in the world, according to Warpig. I think Warpig kind of embarrassed him by taking him off and was sending a signal to him, David.
We love Warpig.
One of the 5 most disappointing in this World Cup for me is Hazard.
I think you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. In the only non-English member of the most disappointing members of the World Cup for me. The Warpig, he's a manager we love, but to a great extent because of his nickname. Warpig, and his second nickname,
the Mayor of Dongelberg.
The Bull of Dongelberg.
Oh, the Bull. I like the Mayor of Dongelberg.
But there probably is a real Mayor of Dongelberg. We'll have to get him on the show.
That's one of my life goals, is to become the Mayor of Dongelberg. I don't know if I'm great enough to get the votes, but wow, can you imagine waking up and being like, having a stamp that just says, boom,
Mayor
I am the Mayor of Dongelberg.
But what I'm not sure...
made it. There is nothing greater in life than to have the seal of the Mayor of Dongelberg.
But what I'm not sure about is whether Warpig is a great manager. He doesn't seem to be much of a man motivator. I think his substitutions early on in this tournament obviously works. He got his goals from substitutes.
Yeah, Morales coming on always lifted up.
Yeah, but today I think he got it wrong, Rog. He got it wrong.
Well, we might have, and we're going to talk about it, Costa Rica, you are going to win, but pretend you don't and Holland go through. Redux of the 1978 World Cup semi-final.
That'll be amazing.
This final in the semi-finals. Argentina against the Netherlands. One of the great games of my life, mostly because it's the first game I really, really burned into my memory. Argentina running on the field.
The ticker tape.
The ticker tape. Thousands and thousands of toilet rolls being hurled down. The Dutch confused. They've been kept on their coach for hours by the Argentinian bus driver. Lots of gamesmanship about the cast on the Kirker.
We can actually, but I mean, here's the thing, and not to prejudge this. Whoa! Paul Carr blows your mind. Said Paul Carr blows your mind.
Say what?
Paul Carr Carr blows your mind. Said Paul Carr blows your mind.
When Paul Carr comes on, our viewership doubles because Paul Carr's mum and dad both listen to this show.
Okay,
Hi, Mummy and
microphone, Paul Carr.
I'd love
Adjust,
to,
Paul Carr.
I have two ambitions in life.
Which are?
One is to become the mayor of Dongelberg.
Yeah.
And the other is to meet Paul Carr's mummy and daddy.
Yeah.
One is a very early...
Which one's more likely?
Well, one is a proto-Mac computer, and the other one is a very early Texas Instruments calculator.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting process.
128K. We don't need to hear about that husbandry. That husbandry. We don't need to hear about that. Okay, Paul Carr. Paul Carr. Argentina.
Right.
First semi-final since 1990.
Correct.
Belgium. Dark horse. No longer in the World Cup.
Very dark.
Off to the knackers yard.
We're pretty convinced that had the US been playing, Argentina would have been 12-1. We'll be backing that up with statistics later.
Right.
But your job is to come in here and blow our mind, and frankly...
And your mummy and daddy.
Your mummy and daddy's mind.
Right.
With a piece of statistical research, even analysis, potentially.
It's more made-up crap which you've done every day for the past 18.
So
what changed?
You can't really tell the difference if I'm doing it well.
So, Paul Carr, it is now time for you to blow our mind.
All right. Argentina's in the semifinals.
Yeah.
Brazil's in the semifinals.
They are.
It's the first time since 1970 that South America has had two teams in the semifinal round.
Rog already said that.
And it's the first time ever that both Argentina and Brazil have been in the same semifinals.
Wow! 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 Wow!
Whoa!
Good. Okay. Well, that's how is that possible? How have Argentina and Brazil never been in the same semi-finals in the World Cup, which has gone on since at least the 14th century?
Figure what happened. Same reason Brazil and Germany had only played once in the World Cup until this. It's just one of those weird things.
Wow.
Can't explain it. It just happens.
That's amazing.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Sure.
SPI.
Yeah.
Phonology. What chance does it give Germany to win the World Cup right now? Because I kind of feel we're going to get to this. I kind of feel that Colombia may have just won the World Cup for Germany.
I haven't seen what it is after this last game, but I think it was around 15 to 18% for Germany to win the World Cup. And I will say that that does not consider that Neymar and Thiago Silva are out of the semifinal. But it's about 15, 20, somewhere in the 15 to 20% range for Germany right now.
Versus all the other teams that are left? That seems not a very high percentage.
Well, USA is still
55%. Brazil's about 50% because they get a nice bump for being at home. Argentina's around 20, I think it's 20, 21%.
Because they get a bump for being South American.
Very, very small, maybe like a 1% bump. So Germany's somewhere in those teens, and the rest is Netherlands right now.
Wow.
Costa Rica
getting
at
a very
0.4% or something.
Interesting. It is. It's hard working. It's hard to work a tiny banana that hard. It's like being the boom mic. If you got to work the boom banana, that's even harder.
That's a tough job.
Poor, tough job.
You got to grow into that one.
Anyway, Paul, thanks so much for blowing our mind with that.
At PCAR, ESPN. One of the Twitter was invented, I would say, slightly hyperbolically.
Yeah, shout-outs from major people on Twitter you've been getting, PCAR.
Yeah.
Richard Dienstreich from SI has been promoting your work, thinking...
Much appreciated.
Yeah.
And Mummy and Daddy, at Mummy and Daddy, PCAR, ESPN.
Yeah,
that's correct. Yeah,
that'd be great.
You'll find them.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Young Stalin, everybody. Young Stalin.
Oh, I love that
Great
man.
job.
I love that man. I've got
How is it possible that Brazil and Argentina, Rog, that this is the first time that both of those countries have been in the semi-finals?
He makes crap up.
How is that?
He makes crap up and they're taking us back.
I will be checking that.
Okay. I mean, let's look at it, Dave. Off they go. Belgium. Bit disappointing. Argentina march on. And the 1978 game was just such a delirious festival of football. A little bit of previous, and by little bit, I mean a lot, Dave. It's quite stimulating. But, of course, Costa Rica, CONCACAF Thunder will have a lot to say about that. A lot to say. It's going to be some very interesting tactical kind of tweaking going on from the Dutch camp by all accounts. Dirk Kuyt, rumoured to be playing right back as a right wing back. They're going to move Blint into the midfield. Whatever they can do, whatever needs to get done to dull the threat, the mighty threat of CONCACAF Thunder. Going to be interesting because Holland, Netherlands are going to have to play this game.
Scenes, by the way, we're seeing
scenes with a little more aggression
on the beach
than they have. The counter-attacking will not work against this this Costa Rican team who will soak them up. They're going to have to take the initiative, use the passing of Blint and the hard-running red-facedness of Dirk Kuyt down that flank to try and undo them.
Can I tell you what I think about this game?
Please.
Ross? I think that rather like Holland's game against Australia, they're just going to count that after 90 minutes, or probably more like 38 minutes of ball in play, that they're going to have more quality than the Costa Ricans. I think it's going to be wide open, and I think there are going to be goals.
You also
think there are going to be lots of goals.
There's going to be some karma for Robin.
I think there's going to be a bit of karma
America
for Robin.
would like that, a villain, a heel,
I think there's going to be a bit
heel.
of karma.
Let's talk about Germany, David.
Yeah.
4th consecutive semi-final appearance at a World Cup.
Ridiculous.
4th consecutive. I was that in the shower this morning. Just how unbelievable that is, because there's elements of a great World Cup campaign: players, coaches, club culture, preparation, group draw. But there's also something called luck. Luck be a lady tonight, guys and dolls fans.
Yeah.
And for Germany to essentially take luck out of it, David. It's amazing. Brazil went out in the quarterfinals we watched last time. We've seen Argentina fall many times early. They're so consistent.
Can I say the amazing thing about that, though? Yeah. With that record, the German media, and dare I say people, I just can't really speak for them, but certainly this is a sense I got in 2006, as proud as they are of their national Mannschaft, their team, they also are somewhat disappointed performance in the World Cup and the fact that they have not won since 1990. It's not good enough for the Germans to have this absolutely outstanding record, and within that, I think, lies some of the secret on why they're so good.
Yeah, well, then Muller,
because the public and their media are so demanding of them.
Muller said this when asked yesterday. He said, under pressure, we are extremely, quote, strong in the head.
Strong in the head.
What a great phrase. We are strong in
I'm strong in the head.
I wish I was strong in the head, like I wish I was the mayor of Dongelberg. If only the US had a German coach, David. How good would we be there?
Yeah, US would be amazing with a German coach.
Next.
Strong
Neymar.
in the head.
Neymar. Oh, FIFA writers.
Yeah.
We didn't see that one coming, did we?
No. So that was an amazing piece of writing. You know, we walked home here late last night, Rog, after this Brazilian victory. Brazil go into the semi-finals in their home nation.
We strode down the Copacabana.
And it was sad out there, Rog. People were... It wasn't like a celebration. The only people actually dancing were Colombians were dancing to their local music.
Most of them wearing number 10 jerseys.
Most of them, like 98% of them wearing Neymar number 10 jerseys.
And walking past us.
Distraught.
They'd won the game. They'd won the battle, one said, but they'd lost the war, David. They had lost the war. It was a very heavy atmosphere here in Rio yesterday.
There's a lot today, particularly in the English papers, Rod, very, very critical of how violently the Brazilians actually attacked James Rodriguez.
It was like the way of the dragon the first half. It was elbows, it was pounding, it was cleats up.
Plenty of criticism of the referee with how out of control he allowed the game to go, which sort of led to that. And I think somebody wrote that it's almost Brazil caused the sort of eruptions which had the volcano go off.
They set the culture. They set the culture of the game. Brazil had a number of yellow cards which would have led to suspensions.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the referee was told to turn a blind eye to what would never say that.
No.
But in allowing the violence to escalate, violence breeds violence.
Yeah.
James Rodriguez was absolutely battered.
Yeah.
And now Neymar, who leads Brazil in shots, goals, chances created. I mean, it's very emotional. He's almost now being canonized. There's just shots of him everywhere, always wearing his branded baseball cap.
Yeah.
Sure, he's going to be coming out with his branded back brace very soon. But these shots of him, the thousands of people congregating outside the hospital where he is, the shots of him being moved to now back to his home from the training camp. I mean, unbelievably filled with, I'd say, a national pathos. It's almost like there's a national mourning, David.
Yeah, without any doubt. It's tragic that after the game last night that both James Rodriguez and Neymar are out of this cup. I know many believe that Neymar is overrated, but I feel like I've seen enough from his performances down here to see why they love him so much. He's the hope of this team.
And Brazil
options.
Brazil without Neymar, it's a little bit like, let me put this into non-football terms, Americans at home.
Yeah.
Imagine Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah.
Without Simon.
Yeah. Or as you
You're left
tweeted
with
today,
a very tall,
it was
kind of bloke.
Wham without George Michael.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Or as someone tweeted us back.
It's the Andrew Ridgeley of our partnership. I objected to that a little.
At Ryan Sholin, he's always a good-looking boy. At Ryan Sholin, at Men in Blazers, it's like the sports machine without George Michael.
Well, that's funny.
Gotta tell you, sports machine did most of the work.
It did. Yeah.
I was reading a book this morning, Granta, amazing book if you like Brazil and like words about Brazil, the best young Brazilian novelists. There's one of them, a young writer called Tatiana Salem-Levy. And she wrote, there's an obligation to appear happy in Brazil. She said the requirement for one to be cheerful in Rio can be as oppressive as the grey sky in Paris, London or Berlin, and everything in excess becomes
that's
banal.
a good piece of writing.
It's not feeling so happy right now, but I think there's a bizarre thing, Davo. They've got no Thiago Silva either, their captain.
Yeah.
And that's about amazing.
As you're saying that, we're seeing the scenes from Copacabana Beach on our monitor in here of just Argentinians literally jumping up and down and partying in the waves. They're in the water, Rog, partying.
So they've got no Thiago Silva. They can't see it though, David.
I know, but they can. I've just described it.
It's beautiful.
But it's my point is that it's Argentina who are the people here who are joyful and happy and having a party. The Brazilians, not so much right now.
Falklands? You sure that was?
I'm pretty sure that was Copacabana Beach. It was sunny.
Thiago Silva. A lot of talk here, and a lot of I think Carlos Alberto said 1962. We lost Pele in the second game. They were defending their championship. I think that it was in Chile, 1962.
Yeah.
Pele was knocked out in the second game, but they still went on to win it. But the honest truth is, there they had Vava, they had Didi, they had the great Garrincha, one of the greatest players to ever kick a football.
Yeah.
Who do they have here?
Well, it's going to be Willian, Bernard.
And Fred and Joe. You've still got Fred and Joe, Brazil.
Oh.
It's going to be
it's tough.
I think, you know what? It's going to be a game of punch-out, the game of Brazil with that lineup, where they're so motivated to show they can do it without Neymar and Thiago Silva. They will give their all. Germany will
be German.
Germany will be German.
So German.
And it is going to be an absolute punch-out, David.
Yeah.
Wait, do you think the ESPN World Cup producers had sat down with the FIFA writers?
Well, there is some element to that. If you look at who we've got here, Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Holland, Netherlands.
Santi.
Argentina.
Michael Ballack.
Ballack, Germany.
Gilberto Silva.
Brazil.
Wow. We don't have a Costa Rican.
They could have got a French person. They could have got an English person. They could have got an Italian person.
Well, they
could
do
have
have
got
an
a Portuguese
person.
person.
They have McManaman. They've got Roberto. He's a Liverpudlian. Got Martinez, also a Liverpudlian. Okay,
Lalas,
but there is Lalas.
Lalas didn't deliver.
Yeah. No, ESPN did. Jed Drake may well.
He knew this.
He may well be in league.
Talking about USA. Big news.
Big news. What big news?
Rumours.
What?
Andre de Yedlin.
Yes.
DeAndre Yedlin.
DeAndre Yedlin. Liverpool bound, perhaps, right, Rog?
Yeah, Liverpool rumours. Hilarious. That'd be amazing. Amazing for...
Well, they need a left-back, and it seems like DeAndre Yedlin can play just about anywhere. We got some tweets from Don Chambers at Men in Blazers. Sepp R.R. Blatter's game of goals has become so predictable. Fingers crossed for the next episode. Save us, CONCACAF Thunder! From Jack Lynn at Men in Blazers. Let's say Holland beats Costa Rica. Do the other semi-finalists make fun of the Dutch because they haven't won the World Cup? Phew, we spit on you. You have not won a World Cup. From Frontier Fly at Men in Blazers. Electronic billboard in rural central Ohio showing real-time Argentina-Belgium score. Amazing. Rural. When you've got rural central Ohio, Rog, it's like winning the presidential election.
Too, David.
Toucan from Andrew Kernitsky. Raj and Davo. Regarding your discussion on last night's boot room regarding the comb over, I wanted to offer an anecdote. I lived in Athens, Greece for several years, and I had a colleague in my office who was bald. The Greek barber he went to actually advocated that he grow out his hair to do a comb over. The Greek mindset is that any little bit of hair is so precious, it's worth preserving in a comb over. The comb over is not frowned upon in Greek culture, so maybe in Argentine culture and other countries, the comb over is celebrated.
That's fascinating.
Interesting
David.
piece of cultural commentary.
Absolutely fascinating. Maybe we don't understand the comb over.
Maybe we
it's
don't.
Us, David.
It's us.
We're
it's
sorry,
our problem.
Argentina.
Yeah.
I might get a co-mover now, Davo, and then move to Greece. Second one, we can't read it all out, but Michael Gorwitz, an amazing theologian, possibly one of the greatest theological minds who watches this show. Roger and Davo, I humbly present to you the 95
Theses of Tiricoism.
To be nailed to the door of the Maracana.
It's like Martin Luther. Thanks
amazing.
for the years of entertainment. I got to work 3 hours early this morning so I can get out in time for the game.
And literally attached on 95 theses, starting off the presidency of the Reverend Father Mike Tirico, Syracusian, Master of Arts and Sacred Theology, is duly appointed anchor on the subject in that place. He requests whoever can be present personally to debate the matter orally will do so in absence of live tweeting.
Wow.
And there's 95
we should put them on the... Are we putting those on the website, meninblazers.com? We should do.
It will fill up. It's an amazing piece of work. I need to make sure that these are theologically okay with the Rabbi Tirico, the high priest. And then we will definitely post them, David. But amazing, amazing work. And we're still trying to flesh out this Tiricoism thing. I have to be honest, Tiricoism is really taking off. I was speaking to Mike about it yesterday. In and around Manaus right now. That's probably the hotbed of Tiricoism.
From Kath, do you think if I got that can of spray used by the refs, I could keep my dog out of the kitchen? That's a really 10-yard rule.
Some interesting double spraying today.
That's interesting. From Kurt Hamilton, Argentina advanced, but their play reminds us why they will always be Edith Crawley to Brazil's Lady Mary. I love Lady Edith.
That could actually start a cross-border war. Davo, we are going to come back with some cupcakes.
Oh, we are.
We're going to be doing previews
They'll be
of all the big
elsewhere
semi-finals.
on ESPN FC. For much more World Cup coverage, visit ESPNFC.com.
Very good.
Twitter at
10.
ESPNFC.
Also
Download the ESPN FC app.
It's a 10.
And Instagram, ESPNFC.
It's a 9.
Or, additionally, go to meninblazers.com, at MC Davies, at Rog Bennett, at meninblazers.
A 3.
Everything's a round number with you.
Yeah.
Send your Ravens
and
to the crap part of Copacabana Beach. Send your emails to meninblazers@gmail.com.
We love them. They keep us going. They energize us.
Instagram is meninblazers.
What else, David?
I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Click around ESPN FC, greatest website in the world.
I miss Miguel Herrera.
Yeah. Oh, miss you, Miguel.
Obrigado.
Obrigado.
Rock on, mate.
Bye-bye, Warpig.